Hi, my name is Dudley Cartwright from Soterion. I'd like to spend a few minutes explaining what is Business-Centric GRC and why it's so important for effective access risk management in SAP. Access risk is business risk. What is meant by this is that it is a business decision whether a user in the organization should have certain access. As an example, if a person in your organization requires access to both create the purchase order and release the purchase order, which is a typical segregation of duty, it should be your business users who decide if that risk is acceptable to the organization or not. The challenge facing most organizations is that the business users often have very little visibility as to what access is problematic and is causing a risk violation. And if they do have some form of visibility, you often find that the business users don't understand the access risks being presented to them. SAP authorizations is very technical and complex, and most of the GRC solutions on the market have been developed from a technical audit perspective with very little consideration for its use by the business. These technical and complex GRC solutions are not well adopted by the business users, who generally push this responsibility back onto the IT teams. What ends up happening is that the IT teams run these GRC solutions as back-end solutions with minimal involvement from the business. You often find a high degree of underutilization of the GRC solution because of this. An organization cannot manage their SAP access risk effectively if there is limited business involvement and/or with minimal business buy-in and accountability. To explain why business involvement is so important, let's use the audit principle of the 3 lines of defense. Your first line of defense will be your business and your operational users. Your second line of defense will be your risk and compliance departments. And your third line of defense will be audit and assurance. An organization's first line of defense should typically be their strongest line of defense. These are business users who, in many cases, have been at the organization for 15 to 20 years. They have a better understanding of their area of the business and the associated risks than anyone else. However, in most cases, an organization's first line of defense is their weakest line of defense. That is not because those business users do not know the risks in their area. It is because the solutions and the processes used by the organization don't lend themselves for the business users to effectively participate in GRC activities. The solutions and processes are not business-centric. At Soterion, we believe that implementing the correct GRC solution is crucial to enhancing business buy-in and accountability. The GRC solution needs to convert the technical GRC language into a language that the business users can understand. Soterion does this by illustrating all access risks with supporting business process flows. This provides more context to the business users who can then make quicker and more informed decisions. As an example, let's consider a compliance task that has a significant touch point with the business users, and that is the user access review process. This is where business users must review the user's SAP access to determine whether that access is still relevant for their job function. This process typically takes the reviewer many hours to perform. In addition to the effort required by the business users to carry out the user access review, it is often the case that the effort does not justify the value of the exercise. Due to the complexity of the SAP roles and the solutions being used, many organizations perform this exercise merely to tick an audit box with limited actual benefit or value to the business. Challenges such as non-descriptive SAP role names make it difficult for the reviewers to know exactly what access or functionality is contained in the SAP role and what it entitles the user to. Soterion enables the user access review to be performed by business process, thus eliminating any deficiencies in the SAP role naming convention. A review performed in this manner will take far less time and can have a significant cost saving to the organization. Business users are able to see the value of their efforts, which further enhances business buy-in. This is just one of the many use cases that illustrates how the Soterion solution has been developed to empower the business users with their access risk management activities. Enhancing business accountability of access risk with the use of a business-centric GRC solution will enhance your first line of defense, which in turn will improve the organization's overall risk awareness and your ability to manage your risk. Should you be interested in seeing a more detailed demo covering other use cases, please don't hesitate to contact us.